If you're looking for some high-powered pool, well, you are definitely in the right spot. Right in front of me is the beautiful, super tight 5x10 diamond BigFoot. Then you had 16 of the greatest players on the planet all fighting for the one title shot of the BigFoot Challenge 10-ball championship. We are in round one, and are you guys ready for this matchup here, Derby City? Two great champions face-to-face, head-to-head, and we're going to find out who is going to move on to the Elite Eight. First up, he's a Music City Open champion, U.S. Open one-pocket champion, and also winner of this very event, BigFoot 10-ball champion. He's sponsored by Predator, Bogies in Houston, and Havoc Productions. From Simbanga, Philippines, the Superman. Make some noise for Roberto Gomez. His opponent is a Derby City 9-ball champion, Derby City one-pocket champion, and Derby City Banks champion, and all-around champion here at the Derby City. He's sponsored by Lomax and Pagulayan. Please make some noise for the Lion from Toronto, Canada, Alex Pagulayan. Our referee is Mr. Ricky Bryant, sending it up to the skybox, Jeremy Jones and Mark Wilson.
Hello and welcome, pool fans. We have 10-ball action coming to you tonight from the ACCUSTATS Arena. I'm Mark Wilson, and it is my delight to have here with us tonight, providing expert analysis, the Cannon, Shannon Daulton.
Mark, I believe we're in for a good one here.
Oh, yeah. Shannon was just mentioning that this could be the finals. And I was saying, oh, yeah, this is certainly a feature match. If it drawn differently, easily could be. Any of these matches really could be.
Really, almost every match you're watching could be the finals in the BigFoot Challenge. Nothing like you said, but the cream of the crop.
Shannon has won events here at the Derby 5 different times. Tell us about those, Shannon.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to leave a little part of a legacy here. I think I won, we're going back a long time ago because I've played in every one of them there has been except for the last 3 years, but won the 9-ball division twice and the bank pool division once and the all-around once. And, it seemed like most people thought that I would have won the one pocket, but it just don't seem like it was ever meant to be. Third 2 or 3 times, but just never could get over the fence.
Alternate the break format, race to 11, no jump cues allowed, all ball fouls. 10-ball does not win on the break. And it's not call shot. Gomez has won the lag, breaking just left of the center of the table. 4 1/8 inch pockets, very snug, especially for a 5x10.
It will show up too, especially the more the cloth. Every match, this table's just going to get tougher and tougher.
Well, he made a ball on the break. Both of these players, Pagulayan and Gomez, happen to be 44 years old. Shannon was saying it's kind of a shame both countrymen drew each other, but
that is a little bit of a bad roll. But only 16 players, it could easily happen.
Yeah, and there's tons of killers here. In the next match, we got Gorst versus DeLuna. We just had Shaw versus Woodward. Every match, killer match.
He come up a little on the wrong side of the ball there. I think he was trying to get below it and shoot the 2 up by the 3, in my opinion, is what he was doing there.
Yeah, or at least bump it loose and get something else. But he's looking like maybe it goes. I don't know. Or is there a safety? It's nothing easy for sure.
Awful, unless the 10's just laying where you don't have to do anything crazy. But I think I kind of like the safe more than anything. He was kind of played a 2-way shot.
I don't think he found the mark there on the safety part of it. It will be a real challenge to get position here. You'll have to load it up with inside spin and try to 3-rail around.
Well, even making the ball here is not going to be easy, but
he's playing safe.
Might be coming behind the 7.
Boy, what a great shot that was right there to move the cue ball. But when you move both balls like that, it is super tough.
And he played both balls, too. If you notice, he played the 2 safe as well as the cue ball.
The referee, Ricky Bryant, right on the scene here, and he needs to be. This is going to be a close one.
I think he'll come 3 rails with this ball. Come from the side rail to the bottom cushion to the side cushion and come into the back of the 2. Good shot.
And good call. So with that great safety, Pagulayans are earned first look here.
He's got first chance to strike for sure. But again, on this table, these tight pockets, you're going to see good players miss balls on these tables, I promise.
And always that first shot like this is
The
very,
jitters.
Yeah, very testy. It's easy to just flicker a little bit.
And there you go. Alex done something there I noticed that he very rarely does. He raised up on the ball, and that's been always one of my biggest arguments with myself playing is he come out of the shot before he delivered.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I don't care how many times you've been on this stage. Game 1 is you're going to have a little jitter. I don't care who you are, how many times you've been here.
And it's not that you're scared to compete. It's just that you care about your performance, and sometimes
Exactly
the balls
right.
don't cooperate.
Exactly right.
And you don't know. You're not afraid to lose or win either way. But Gomez won this event. We've had 9 previous winners. Gomez is one of them. Shaw has won 3 times. Filler won last year. Shane Van Boning's won it twice. Dennis Arcolo's won, and J.L. Chang has won.
What a list of players.
Yeah.
Wow.
Murderer's row.
It sounded like he was naming U.S. Open champions.
Mm-hmm. This is a tough. Well, a lot of the. It's
He
kind
got
of
a little funny here, didn't he? Didn't he catch a little thin on the 7? I mean, he could probably spin over by the 9, or he might could kill it there with the inside, but I don't think he got it hardly as far as he wanted. He was going to try to spin over towards the 9, maybe even bump the bottom side of the 9.
Good call. Good execution. No.
Whoa.
Hooked.
No, I think he's all right.
No, he's okay.
I think he's okay. It's close, but I think he can make this ball.
He's so comfortable down on it. Clearly, he can see it.
Yeah.
He's not.
He didn't take any time, so obviously he can make it. Now, this is not ideal on a 5x10 especially. He caught it a little heavy.
He's going to feel that extra foot.
Can promise you. This is not like shooting a spot shot.
I got butterflies myself.
Stay down and deliver just like it's a normal shot. It's just another shot.
Now, it's always funny with me. Here we know he's not going to use draw. I don't think.
I really think he's looking at cutting this ball in the left corner's way he was cueing the cue ball, going with bottom right and spinning the ball left. He's cutting it. I believe he really believes he's shooting this ball in the left corner, and that would be maybe he's more comfortable with that. But I would go the opposite direction.
Oh, this is the reason.
Well,
he was planning to overcut it.
Same thing though. He could have shot it the other way and done the same thing, but I think he went with what he was most comfortable with. Either way, Alex has got to be blessed to be back at the table, and he's got a reasonable shot to maybe. I would think Alex is going to put the 9 up towards the end cushion and try to use the 10 ball for cover the best he can.
And this is, you'd like to play the cue ball, but it's mainly get the speed on that, get that 9 ball on that back rail.
Correct.
And you got to hit this heavy enough that you have to run the risk of a double kiss if you slightly miss hit, because if you hit it any thinner at all, you leave it over that corner
You leave it
pocket.
over the corner, yes.
Oh, he didn't even
He
bother
shortcutted
with
it
that.
and just played it, and beautiful, done it beautiful. Great shot.
What a shot.
Great shot.
Once again, second time moving both balls a long ways with great control.
Right. He played the cue ball there more obviously, because if he don't hook him there, I mean, obviously he's got the bank, but I think that's just fairly a relative easy kick safe. Get the 9 on the back rail, I would think. Good shot.
Good speed.
Good speed control again, yeah.
These guys are moving the balls around here with great dexterity.
Several options here. I don't know if I really like any of them. Maybe even possibly bank the 9 down by the 10 and place take a tough shot on the 10 if you make it, or you can play the cue ball to go behind the 10, but if you don't, that's very hard, and if you don't, you're going to definitely leave a shot on the 9. I think he might be shooting at this.
Well, my partner Danny Roberto says,
No,
don't lose playing a phony safety.
That's a great shot right there he done. He actually played to undercut that ball and just let it come out and leave it tough as he could.
Now, this is hard to deal with, too, because it's off angle straight back, and it's a very thin cut.
I don't think cutting this ball is really an option. I mean, I'm not saying he can't make it, but very low percentage. He'd make the bank 3 or 4 to 1 more than he would make the cut, I believe.
And he's elevating, so that suggests bank. No, he was able to.
I was dead. Look at this. This is a terrible roll. Ooh, man.
Boy, he hit that awful good.
He did, and he really didn't even have to spin it that much. That's just how far we are from the table, and depth perception just got me.
It laid better.
It laid a lot better, even by looking at the prompter here. It
right.
just laid a lot better. I'm going to tell you this, I mean, I know he'll probably make it, but these are no gimmies.
No, even from pros here. 4 1/8 inch pockets, 10-foot table. Yeah, he didn't even threaten the pocket.
Didn't even threaten it. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I've only played one match out there, and I could tell. I told Marge and stuff at home, I've never seen these. Well, I don't think there's ever been these small, have they, Mark?
Never. No, and you can see Gomez pop up. He didn't like that shot at all.
It'll make you do it. It will put fear in you, which causes you to break your natural routine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I bet both guys are saying, man, I'm glad that's over with.
And game one goes to the line. As
You
we get
know,
into round two,
in the
he'll have
event that you lose just a smidgen of confidence, when you look down this table, it will look like the flight deck of an aircraft
Oh,
carrier.
it'll eat you up. It'll get your confidence, and then you start making the little mental errors like raising up. You don't ever. These two guys usually could balance a glass of water on their head, and I think 3 times that game both guys raised up and caused them to miss the ball.
Yeah, which is good. That's reassuring for everybody at home to know how important.
Yeah, guys, don't
is.
think that the top players don't make mistakes, because we all do. And you're watching 2 of the greatest to ever play the game right here.
Yeah, a guy did that, and Jerry Bryce was watching, and he tells the guy, he goes, "Boy, you look good until you shot." You know?
Alex is going with the elevated bridge. I think he's hit it with more of a control break, and I think he's trying to make that ball on the side, and he did.
And
see if he gets a reward
he
for
did.
it. Yeah, he's
Big
got a
time.
shot here.
We're using the Outsville template. I really love this because it neutralizes all that.
It stops all the arguments. It really does. Everybody's got the same thing.
Or even the feeling that you didn't get a fair treatment.
Correct.
You know, I mean,
Correct. And even if you've got a ref racking the balls, there's so many just easy errors that can happen. That's not on purpose, but just one little gap. And this Outsville rack, he's really done a good job developing that over the years since day one. He's worked hard at it. He's stayed with it. He's given tremendous things back to the pool community through all tours. He's helped me with my tour. He's been here. I mean, he's just done tremendous things. It's paying off for him, and I'm really glad.
Outsville and Chris Renfro.
Correct.
Great product.
Yeah.
Along
Good
with all
people.
of our
Chris
products.
is a great person. Alex went a little farther than he wanted to here, but I think he'll be okay. I mean, this is a pretty relative, simple cross-corner bank. The cue ball comes out in the middle of the table. I mean, I don't see a lot of problems with this for him.
Well, he had to pace that in there.
Yeah.
I think it was laying a little tougher.
He
than
overcut it.
maybe.
He overcut it a little bit and held it, and that made him have to hit it with a little more stroke, which I'd rather shoot banks like that than try to crawl them in.
Well, he couldn't hit it any better.
No.
Did you say call them in or crawl them in?
Crawl them in.
Crawl them in. I thought it was like a duck hunting thing.
Uh-oh.
And an inadvertent bump. That's going to make this play a lot tougher.
Make it, yeah, because he's got a little issue with the cue ball, unless, from my angle, I don't know if he's going to have to. If he don't want to go into the 6, but he may have to. But if he could go on our side of the 6, the top half of the 6, and miss it, he could come 3 rails out and be back at the center of the table. Or if he can elect to shoot it in the side, which he's looking at now, and draw the cue ball to the bottom rail, he'll be fine that way and not have to put the cue ball into so much traffic. But then again, that little innocent bump caused all of this.
Oh, a lot more work and then a lot more stress and then a lot
everything went from just roll them in and
Right.
tip tack and you're out to all of a sudden, mission control, we have a problem.
The 5x10 is fine when you're in line. But the 5x10 is not fine. It right away, it intensifies any little error. Alex is great at recovery, but even here, you see how he's a little bit off angle.
One little problem makes everything tougher. And you go back to the 5x10, this is really all goes back to Greg Sullivan. This is Greg Sullivan's dream. Greg Sullivan wanted to have the 5x10 and test the best players. And truly, Greg has always wanted to do a 5x10 tour. And it would definitely, it'll separate the men from the boys, I'll be honest with you. And I wouldn't have a problem with it. My only fallback to the 5x10 is that I truly do think it gives taller players a little more advantage. I truly believe that. You've been tall your whole life. What are you, 6'5" probably?
6'4".
6'4". But I remember playing you as a kid my whole life, and I'm looking up you like you're a giant. Well, that's a big advantage on
the 5x10.
On the 5x10. Even on a 4.5x9, it's a little. But like we're talking about on a 5x10, everything's compounded. You take a guy 6 inches taller than the other one, that will show up.
But the other part of it, though, is that shorter players are the best players in the world. And you go up and down the ladder, you will not find – Shinnikov is maybe the only one, but back in the day of Karras and Mosconi, they all played 5x10s and run 300 balls.
Oh, wow. Where did that come from, Alex?
Unforced error.
I really think I believe he moved to get on the ball. Wow. That's a big unforced error there. He's going to be kicking himself over that one. As long as Roberto can take advantage of it, but probably there's not much trouble, I don't think, making this ball. You got to really be careful with the cue ball because you've got to cut it pretty thin.
This might be pretty. This might be that side rail on the end. No.
Look out.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Now, I thought rather than play it that way, he should have gone side rail, and dropped
bottom rail.
Yes.
And just open the stroke up and let the cue ball lengthen out. It was laying natural to do that. You could have went ahead, instead of killing it with inside, you could have went ahead and shot the ball with high outside and went to the side rail, and then the cue ball would have released on this new cloth to the bottom rail and been natural, yeah.
And then, I'm not saying you always get perfect, but you can still defend yourself as long as you don't scratch.
And
if you scratch, you can't defend yourself.
And you're natural, correct. You'd have took the side completely out of play, what you're saying.
And I think also it makes the ball pocket a little freer.
It definitely does, because you're not as timid. You're not trying to everybody knows inside English is not your friend.
Well, we use it so, maybe 10% of the time versus outside. So English is a problem to begin with, but then something you don't.
Inside English is always one of the toughest things. Never have really understand why, except it's just backwards friction, I guess is the way I would explain it.
And the lack of familiarity because we don't use it much, and we shy away from it. And then in practice, we tend to not use it because we're not good at it. We look bad, so we go with who
wants to dog this ball practicing 20 times.
Right, exactly. 2-0 now. Pagulayan in front of Gomez.
Well, neither one of them has opened up with the best, but race to 11, you're going to see some good pool. Don't have any doubt about that. Right?
No question.
You won't see continuous mistakes out of these cats.
Gomez hits down, the cue ball hops. This is just exactly the opposite of what David Howard always professed. He said he wanted to hit it with a flat ball, meaning
me too, my whole life, but the game has changed, and I'm going to give this credit, the elevated cue, to Shane Van Boning. Shane's the one that started the big monster pop. I call it pop break because he's really not. It's not a big power break like we all used to try to do. It's more of a control when the cue ball's down in the air and the balls are going under the ball. But Shane perfected that, and that's the reason all of the guys are doing it. And I still think Shane's got the best 10-ball break in the world.
Now we're going to get a look at this break, and you'll see the cue ball go near the side pocket, leave for a foot, then get kissed back in from the 7.
A little unlucky there. He did miss-hit it, though, actually, honestly and truly. If he hits the ball solid, the ball's not around the side.
True that.
Well, things will go like they're supposed to, and he runs the speed limit here. I don't really see a lot of problem for Alex here. The key to this rack looks to me like from the 3 to the 4, getting the correct angle to get down on the 5. Here's a key shot to get correct on the 3. And he's done that. He just wants to come straight over to the side rail, cut the 4 in the same pocket, go to the side rail, and then up table for the 5.
Alex is grabbing his cue extension here to reach out and get this one.
Like me, short man syndrome, but he's really got it.
right before the match, Shannon was saying how both these guys are very beloved by the fans and their fellow players just because of their respect for the sport and the way they carry themselves.
They do. Two true professionals here. A lot of people, professionals and amateurs, if you want to see class and want to watch guys that knows how to win and they also know how to lose, nobody likes it, but both of these guys can handle it, and they'll do it with class, as you say. They might be mad at themselves, but you're never going to notice it.
Staggered that one in.
That's a little thick there, Alex, and he moved again. He's even scratched his own head. He got away with it.
Yeah.
I think he'll just spin 2 rails out here. Perfect. Should be a formality here.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. The missed shot and then the scratch in the last track and then the scratch on this break. That's going to change this match quite a little bit. All right, 3-0 now. Pagulayan will be breaking.
And playing alternate the break, that's huge. 3-game deficits. Very hard to overcome. Mark, while in between games here, I want to give one little quick shout out to my family back at the house. Marge and River's watching. And she's never heard Daddy No Place But Home. So, hi, River Jane. I hope you're watching.
River's so cute. I see her pictures on Facebook. And then my wife just loves her naturally. So
I've had way more people ask me about her and Marge, and it's not how Shannon, how you been? Hey, how's River and Marge doing?
You know, if you ever need a babysitter, my wife will certainly take on River.
They've been a lot of them like to do that, and I wish they was here, and I'm going to bring her up here. I think she's just a year or two too little to bring up here. Not because of the atmosphere. I don't think her patience will let her do this.
It's long days.
Yeah, we need to be a couple of years older, but Daddy's going to bring her to the Derby City one day.
Oh, that'd be great.
This year, Derby City is Disney World.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, that's a bad kiss he got there. He broke those balls good. Made the ball on the side again, the ball behind the one, and got a pretty bad kiss there.
You know, I've known you since you're 14, basically. And
at least, yeah. I don't know the exact year, but a long time, my whole career.
You were just a little boy, fireball and left-hander with an attitude.
Yes.
And I cannot tell you how proud I am to know you and to see the man you've grown into. And I mean that sincerely.
I know you do. It means a lot to me, too. I really appreciate it.
And the fact that you extend, your character, it speaks volumes when I hear how much love you have for your family and how you've worked hard to provide them. So
do the best I can.
Yeah, good job. Good example for everybody. Uh-oh.
Well, it's not easy. Yeah, he got straight in, didn't he?
Well, it's not maybe a hint of an angle.
He might be able to force it with center left. We can't really. Boy, he's got very little if he does. If he does, he's still going to have a long, tough shot on the 4, which could bring the 10 into play.
This is the exact toll that the 10-footer extracts because on 9-footer, these guys can manipulate the pocket pretty handily.
He's trying to draw it hard, I believe, is my opinion. Yeah.
Real smooth. Did he get enough?
I believe he's going to get there, but I don't see no way to miss this 10, do you, if he did get there? And I don't believe he got there.
That got tough.
I think he can hit it, but I don't believe he can hit it enough I don't think. Well, he's cued it like he can.
Yeah.
Maybe go into the 10 and draw it. Yeah.
What a shot. What a shot. Deservedly so.
I think that might have been an extra bonus, to be honest with you.
He was back cutting the bank and knowing that the 10 ball's going in action. So
going that direction?
Well, going in some direction. They're acting like that. Okay, did they not know the rules?
That's a winner right there. That is a winner.
I thought it was. I didn't really say nothing, but I thought it was game, but they didn't really know what to do there.
3-1 now, and Roberto will be
We're always changing rules, and sometimes people play 10-ball call shot. This is not.
That's very rarely going to happen in this level anyway. Them fluking the 10 ball in like that probably won't happen, once every couple of matches, maybe?
Maybe. maybe not more.
Right.
And it's so much of a cleaner game this way than
Oh,
making
yeah.
it. People think call shot's better, but then see, this was a two-way shot because he's playing the cross corner bank.
I love the two-way shots. To me,
Well, everybody does.
It's
all the pros.
My dad taught me that growing up. I mean, it's just so it gives you a little leeway, shall I say?
And, guys like, Efren Reyes, he's going to get balls in action, and he's going to score way more balls that way than anybody else is.
For
he knows
sure.
How to go about
For
it.
sure.
3-1 is our score. As Gomez gets on the board.
He hit those balls good.
Way better.
I don't know if he's going to get anything, but he hit them good. Well, he's a little unfortunate not to make nothing, but he's a little fortunate that he didn't leave anything. And it's really not even an easy push out. It looks to me like you're almost going to, unless he kicks 2 rails here and now and tries to get the 1 down table and maybe bring the cue ball over back behind the 8, I think you've almost got to roll out for a kick here, don't you? Or, I mean, a jump, but you can't roll out a simple jump shot to Roberto. I mean, he's going to hop it in and.
Well, there's no jump cue, so it's
that changes that.
Yeah, so, but you're right. You can't push out to a defensive or offensive shot that Roberto doesn't understand and can execute just as good as Pagulayan.
Correct.
So you have to end up pushing out to a kick of some kind. And so you usually want to try to tangle some balls up when you do that, just because you're going to get the worst of it.
Right. Or if something does go wrong.
Rather than that, he loosened up.
Yeah, but I think he's just left it where you can only hit part of the 1. I mean, he didn't roll it out there where he can make the 1.
No.
He's going to force him to kick. And if he does, let him, whoever shoots this, I like going right where he's aiming, trying to catch the top half of the 1. And if you come into that angle, the cue ball, if you hit it correctly, should come over behind the 8 and 3. Looks like it's a natural angle to come there. Don't you think so, Mark?
Yeah, it'll be close. It'll be a speed control issue at that point.
But as long as you hit the 1 on the top correct side, you're not going to leave a shot. The 1's going to go back over to the side rail. But I think you could very easily, get a safe out of this.
Good job.
That's exactly what he tried to do. It just didn't hardly spin. I mean,
but good.
At least I called the right shot anyway.
And he executed it. It's just that it's iffy at that point how it exactly turns out. But you feel confident you're not giving up the game.
I look for the cue ball to be back exactly where it's at right now here, and the 1 to be down table behind the 9 and 10. I think he'll play both balls safe here.
Good job.
It's going to leak on him. I think it might have.
Just an edge.
He still hit it good. I mean, he made a great
Right.
shot. I don't think he can hit it, but he really made a good shot there. I feel like he got a little bit unlucky. Going to be definitely some type of safe here. Got a lot of moving parts here. What happened?
Made the 8.
He got very lucky, actually.
Well, that was all he was just trying to control the cue ball. But yeah, you're right. He was in such a terrible spot.
Yeah, he was just trying to put long separation and hope for the best.
He was restricted to that. It wasn't like it was a choice.
No, you didn't.
He was handcuffed.
Yeah.
Now, can he connect on this long 1 ball? Because, boy, that would really make a difference.
And you got to kill it also.
Look outside pocket. 1.
Great shot.
Oh, you got a shot on the 2. Not an easy shot, but a makeable shot. Well, this is the ball right now. This really sets up the rack if he makes this one.
Yeah, because he's got pretty natural angle just to go over past the 6.
Pretty shot. Got the ugly kiss. Got the wrong angle.
Wow. Woo.
And maybe got hooked.
That's close there. He may be hooked.
Boy, it's borderline.
I believe he is.
Now you'd say, why did he hit it so hard? Because he felt like the object ball, the 2-ball, held the line better that way. He felt like he'd make it. And then when he lightly nicked the 6, if he just clears the 6, he's fine. But he didn't. 2 cushions.
Now that's a good shot. Man, he hit that ball good.
Ooh, kick and stick, 2 cushions.
2 rail kicking. I mean, that cue ball, like it had glue on it. Great shot there. Very good shot.
Sure was.
Alex is immediately looking at kicking 3 rails because the ball's bigger, but looks to me like the 1 rail will be. If he can go.
Yeah.
Can he go above the side? And got a possibility of making the 3 if he can go above the side.
But the 4 might have him cut off.
Could have, about even have to match that. I think he's kicking 3 rails just because it's such a bigger ball coming off 3 rails.
Going to just get around the 9 thin. 1, 2, past the 9. Oh, he had to be close to the 9.
Yeah, that wasn't
pretty far away.
Pretty surprised about him missing that ball that bad. Should be a formality here, don't you agree? I mean, really.
Well, I never like to say that because I get stung so much saying
you will sometimes, but at this level and on this day, you're supposed to get out here, period.
You're not going to beat one of these other top players if
you're not going to win if you don't get out from here.
Right.
98.5% of the time.
Yep. But, boy, there's work. Now he's gotten a little straight on the 5. Now he's got to draw back. Then he's got a funny angle on the 6 maybe. There's a lot of things that can still slip away.
Welcome to the 5x10.
Yep. Oh, he hit that nice.
It's perfect.
Good. Got close to the 6. Now he can manipulate that little off angle.
Yep. And a little bit of inside don't scare you as bad when you're close to the ball.
Right. And you don't want to go too far on this one. Just a little bit. That's plenty.
That's perfect.
Then you don't have to deal with awkward position. This just plays up nice. Just hold your cue ball.
Just stunning a little bit, and there you go.
This would be to pull back another game. 10 balls down. 2 games for Gomez and 3 for Pagulayan. You'll get a kick out of this. I do pool clinics sometimes, travel around a little bit.
Alex Pagulayan, and he'll have
Buddy Hall and I are doing together, and I just cannot wait. Yeah, he's still my hero anyway.
Unbelievable guy. And just even as good a person he was a player, he was so good to me growing up. Just a phenomenal person. And in my opinion, between he and Efren, the greatest cue ball ever to play the game.
And fun stories, too. I mean, he's laughing. You know Buddy's in the room. He's always got the great stories.
Nobody's got to laugh like Buddy Hall. I can be at the front of this room and hear him laugh back here, and you know it instantly it's Buddy.
No, I still love him, and he's a brother, and he's getting a little bit older. But
you say you guys are doing a clinic?
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm glad that I was a little concerned. I've not spoke with Buddy in a couple of years, and I'm just glad that his health is doing good enough to do that. I'm very good to hear that. I mean, I ain't going to lie to you, Buddy. He's like family to me. He's been so good to me my whole life and my career. All you guys were. I know I was a young, loudmouth kid, but every one of you guys really, I feel very fortunate growing up in that. I almost got 2 eras. I don't know how to explain that, but I really did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
I got the end of Earl and Buddy, a good portion of their career, 10 or 15 years of their career.
And Siegel and Rimpian.
And Siegel and Rimpian, all the guys you can sit there and name. And then I remember when Alex first come over here. I remember when Efren first come over here. So I've really caught 2 full swings of the pool world, and I'm just very happy in the way that I was blessed to come up when I did through the ranks of pool.
No,
well, this is a tough situation.
Is it not? Wow.
This is not fun at all. I just don't. I don't even see still don't see no wind coming out of this.
Well, you got to try to tie something up. You're going to get the way the worst. Well, he didn't. He didn't bother with that. Well, that's interesting.
I mean, I think he's going to put it. Won't you have to go into almost to the point, to the the titty, as we call it, and double kiss it in. But then even if you do, where's the cue ball going to go?
I would be afraid to shoot this, and for fear of looking horrible, I would pass it back. If the guy gets out from here, I'm going to shake his hand.
Well, that is true. Good. That's good.
Maybe
analogy there.
Well, yeah.
That's the thing. Only thing about making it is the 2 even go by the 3 now.
It looks like it does.
I believe it does.
I think he's good. I think he's okay. And I'm not saying it's easy. It's very difficult, but I don't know. Maybe not. He's looking at what could I do to get down table here and get some separation between these.
He's looking to float the cue ball. The way he just looked, he's looking to float the cue ball down maybe between the 10 and 8. Again, nothing easy. That's where he went with it. I called it a little thick.
Got the cue ball on top of the 10.
Yeah.
We're playing all ball fouls. That makes this a lot tougher shot.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing about this easy. In my honest opinion, I think if he can't cue it good, I think he'll play safe. He may roll at it if it's got a full pocket, but whew, what a tough shot. Yeah, that's the shot I like. Just try to get back to the table in that situation. Did he stick him? Did he get there or not?
Not quite. Not
I went to the front half instead of the back half. The two funny, great things about these two players, and I can promise you, 15 minutes after these matches is over, this match here is over, both of them will be out front telling jokes, win, lose, or draw. And they're two of the funniest guys that there is in pool. I mean, either one of them will just, they'll have your ribs hurting. They're so funny.
Yeah, they make the sport great. No doubt about it.
But I'll tell you one thing, brother. Once you lag that little white ball right there, they both become
fearsome
surgeons and true warriors. You're looking at two warriors of the game here. Alex has just been over here so much longer than Roberto that, it's like he grew up with Alex.
Mm-hmm. You remember when he was 17 and he would stand outside the Camel Tour events that he couldn't get into.
Wouldn't even let him in because you had to be 18 to be smoking. I think the first time I met Alex was, I believe, Reno. And then they had a tournament in Santa Rosa, California one time that he was at, and many years ago. But I believe Sands Regency. That's where I first met him at. We all used to love to go to that tournament. They had it twice a year, didn't they, for 20-some years?
Yep.
What a great event that was.
It was.
Mr. Mark, I believe we're going to have us a tie ball game.
Good shot there.
You think he's just going to draw over and shoot the 9 in the side?
I do. Or
and just,
maybe the far corner if he gets funny.
If he tries to whip draw, but I think he'll just draw over and shoot the 9 in the side. There you go, yeah. Keep it simple. And, you just don't want to take a nice little shot here, nothing fancy, and get out of here.
Another thing makes you feel great is when you just stop your cue ball, you're perfect.
Oh, I love that, yeah.
You always feel good about that.
It's hard to dog a stop shot, yep.
Oh, he drew a little bit, so he had a little more angle.
Had a little more angle than we could see from up here.
And just like Shannon forecast, 3-3 is our score.
And just like Alex, Roberto Gomez wins 3 in a row, and we're all tied up 3 apiece. We head into rack 7.
This week we lost Buddy Hall, or Willie Munson.
I did see that, and I read your post. I commented on your post, and what a great individual he was.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever seen him in a bad mood. I really, and I put on your post, I've not seen Willie probably in 15 years. But if he were here today, it would be just like the last time I seen him. And I know you knew him a lot better than I did because you guys grew up in the same region and probably battled each other for years and years.
Lots of times.
Unbelievable what a good man, and another terrible loss. And while we're on here, if we're going to mention that, we lost one of the greatest guys, in my opinion, that's ever been involved in pool, not known, and was a great player, is Mike Medley. We lost out of Cincinnati this year. Oh, man, that one there really got my heartstrings there, buddy.
Mark Griffin, too.
Mark Griffin here last week. It's been a bad year. Honestly, the last 3 or 4 years has been bad.
Well, it's not that. We're getting to that age, Shannon.
Let's don't say that, Mark.
Well,
no,
that's
we're
what
not.
happens.
Come on, Mark.
No, you got a long ways to go. I'm in the extra innings right now.
Man, I'm catching you guys fast. I swear, I think sometimes I gain 2 years. Look at these. Somebody's asked me what I've got glasses on now. I'm in readers. Well, if you'd have told me 4 years ago when I was here I needed readers to help you guys commentate a match, I'd say, well, you've lost your mind.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I couldn't, if I didn't have these on right now, I couldn't tell the difference between the 1 and the 9.
And there was certainly a day when we hardly didn't. There was not a player here that we didn't know. Now there's great players I've never even heard of sometimes.
That is true. So. And I'm really bad about it because, again, since I've opened my business and we had River and, don't get out near as much, I try to keep up with it all I can. I'd be lying if I say I didn't on Facebook and stuff like that. But, man, there's so many good players now. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I think worldwide the depth is by far the biggest and best it's ever been, in my honest opinion. Far. And I think it's because it just times is changing. It's easier for players to get over here. And it's just, it amazes me. Some of the talent that I've seen is just, like Federer, I'm going to use him as an example. I mean, he's only been over here, 2 or 3 years? 3 years, maybe 4 at the most.
Yeah, he's 22 now, and so 5 or 6 years, I suppose. He was
in my opinion, to play a 9-ball, or it looks like it's all games, but he's the closest. Him and Feeler, in my opinion, are the 2 closest people I've ever seen to play 9-ball at a high level, an intense level like Earl Strickland did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but of course, Buddy and Siegel, they all played as good as Earl, but something about Earl, you knew if you messed up on the lag, he's liable to beat you 11-0 in 15 minutes. The other guys would at least slow torture you, whereas Earl would you just got straight out punished.
And this is for you to respond to. Well, I remember you'd be ahead of Earl, not you personally, just anyone, 7-3 going to 11.
That meant nothing.
And you actually are tied. It's 50-50 you win from here.
Oh, yeah.
Back in his prime.
It didn't mean absolutely nothing to him.
Right. He would just catch a gear. You would hardly ever shoot.
Now, one guy I'm going to give credit that he wouldn't beat you fast or come back on you fast, but I think Nick Varner might have been the toughest guy to ever close that ever lived.
Yeah. Yeah.
I seen Johnny have him 9-0 and get beat 11-9 at the U.S. Open. I mean, I've seen Nick come from places the guy just. I don't think he thought the match was over with when he put his cue away.
Right.
He just had no quit in him.
Right. Exactly. That is Nick Varner to a T, and he's going to be here with us, and hopefully he can do a broadcast this week.
I hope I'm here. I'm not only going to get to stay a few days. I got to get back to the house and see the girls and go back to work. But just me being here, honestly, I don't have any expectations for me to do good in the bank pool because I've not played any pool. But I just walking into the arena, I saw David Matlock coming in. I've not seen David in 20 years.
Yeah.
And I've seen some guys that just brings back a lot of memories.
Well, when I saw you, I was like, all right.
I almost teared up out there. You caught me off guard. I was getting ready to play my match. You come give me a hug with open arms. That means something to me. I'm very proud of it. And thank you guys for asking me to come up here and be a part of this. Been around Pat a long time, I guess. Well, back
since the start,
since the very start, since the start of ACCUSTATS.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Now you are telling our age.
Yeah,
I think he may roll forward here and play the little 3-10 combo because it looks to me like you've got the 5 as a cushion, don't you?
Yeah, the 5 is up a little bit high, so you'd still have to be accurate with it, but it will go for sure.
And the reason I say he might do that is because you've got to navigate from the 2 to the 3.
Right.
If you can run out, it's going to be easier to just play the. Oh no!
Well, he definitely got quick. He was trying to punch it out there.
He's going to get real fortunate, but
super fortunate.
Seeing things here out of Alex, out of both players, it's really. But Alex, I think, has made some. Well, they've both made a lot of unforced errors, in my opinion.
And truly, in recent months, Alex has not played his very best pool that I'm accustomed to seeing. He's still great. He's still dangerous and could fall into that mode, but he's not quite there.
He could be doing, I think he's doing a little business venture of his own, isn't it? Pagulayan.com, I noticed.
Yeah.
I'm not for sure what that entails. I told him I was going to talk to him about it. I'm guessing it's going to be definitely something to do with pool. Maybe he's got a good line of cues coming out with somebody, clothing line, but whatever it is, I hope it's successful for him because he's given a lot to this game.
Mm-hmm. No. We're just a remarkable guy. He's just come back from the Philippines. He went over there just to train and see his family, but he really put a lot of time and effort into his training. And so I think he's been down on his game. I think he's on the upswing, but he's still struggling just a little bit. I've seen him play here where it was just unbelievable. He's won the one pocket 2 years in a row, and I'm telling you, he'd make one hard shot, and then the cue ball would never be out of line. The rest of the rack would just sail through there 8-0, 8-0, 8 out.
My honest opinion right now, not just tournament-wise. Let's go speak where it really kind of does matter. I think he's the best best one-pocket player in the world. I believe that now. I don't think there'll ever be another Efren, and then I would put Bustamante right there also. But I don't think nobody really wants to follow this cat playing one pocket today. He just does everything so good. I mean, he's the whole package. Perfect cue ball, great banker, runs hundreds playing straight pool. There's no way, and he's played it long enough now that he's learned everything. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking something away from our Americans like Scott and Tony and Shane and a lot of great American one pocket players, but there's just something about these Filipinos playing the one pocket. It's just different, and I've played them all my whole life. We didn't even mention one of the Jose was an unbelievable one pocket player.
I know,
absolute monster playing.
Anything.
I've seen
Jose Perica.
I've seen him play on pay ball on the 6x12 at hard times in California. You know the table I'm talking about. It don't even look like it's got pockets on it. And the guy just run balls. It was just, I've never seen nothing like that, what he done playing on that. And there's a completely different game, and he played it like it's just unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
One of these guys is going to get out of these little jitters and come with a 2 or 3 pack and put a separation, I believe.
Cue ball got kissed back.
Yeah, it's a
9 ball going to find the
rails.
pocket. It did.
It did.
1 ball got covered up to some extent anyway.
Do you have any idea when Nick's coming?
He said he was going to try to be here for the finals of the bank or right up.
Good.
So maybe Tuesday or
I spoke with him around Christmas. I got some cloth and stuff for a friend of mine in Greenville and got to speak with Nick a little bit.
Him and I travel together quite a bit doing pool clinics. Oh, my goodness. He has me laughing so hard and so many stories. But the best part is when he's telling you a story, he gets himself laughing so hard. And I want to hear the end, but I can't get it out. We do have a great time together.
It's hard not to have a good time around Nick. He's just such a good individual.
The utmost respect for him.
One of my heroes growing up, actually my first true pro 9-ball tournament I won was against him in the finals at the Continental Inn. I won double hill, and I'll never forget the words he said to me after he shook my hand. He said, "Well, Shannon," and I've got a pretty good accent, but Nick's got a big accent.
Oh, yeah.
He said, "I knew you was going to break through and win one, but I just wish it really hadn't been against me." And then laughed and shook hands, and I think we even went to dinner that night. And he helped me get my first sponsor playing pool.
Yeah. No, Nick is that kind of guy. He's a special dude.
He's one of a kind. Married to a great lady. His kids is good. Nick, you just can't. There's no bad to say anything there. It's just great person, great family man, great businessman, very smart, educated. His whole family, just great person.
He says some of the best things, but he go like this. He go, a lot of times in pool, what you think is going to happen is what happens. So you better think something good. And it's so true. he loves doing the clinics, not because he needs to go, but he loves being around people that love pool.
Right.
And it gets
he enjoys
him going.
giving back. That's one reason I was so tickled. I told Marge before I come up here, I said, if I get the opportunity, I'm going to try to do a little commentary this year because I don't know if I'll get to come back next year, with my business and stuff. I want to. I've enjoyed being here. I'm coming with no expectations. But it's just something about the camaraderie, seeing you guys, the atmosphere of the Derby City Classic. I mean, this is in my opinion, this is the greatest dance.
Yeah.
I know there's more world championships and stuff like that. But, brother, if you can come here and compete for 10 days and put your name on that all-around banner out there,
boy.
Let me tell you something. You've left your history in pool.
No, you've made a mark on the sport for sure. And you're right. And, you can see that how many people love you. I mean, how many people have been glad to see you? I mean, everybody, right? So don't think you're not missed.
It's been overwhelming. I mean, almost it's put me in tears a few times. That's the honest truth.
No, well, your family. I mean, we're all the same. So,
I mean, even on the way in and out of here, I went out and put a smoke right before we was going to start playing, and I get stopped by 15 or 20 people, and man, it's just something about that feeling. We call it the pool family, but it's just a feeling you can't get doing nothing else, Mark.
Look at that great shot there. Look at that. He had the manufactured angle with Massey, then get a rail, and let alone find the pocket.
I think he can hit the bottom of the two. I mean, he should get a reward after making a shot like that. But to say I've been welcomed back with open arms is an understatement, and very much appreciated.
I bet makes Marge proud, too.
Well, she's listening. I hope her ain't got bored listening to Daddy talk. She's probably sitting and laughing at me. If I had to guess, she's sitting laughing at Daddy, pinching my dog's ear. That's what I'd say she's doing. Boy, she's a hot mess.
4 years old, I bet.
5. No, actually, it's 5.5. And believe me, she will tell you. Are you 5? No, I'm 5.5.
That's right. Good speed.
Nice stroke. Good commitment.
That's weird. I think he called Ricky out to clean the cue ball after that, What was that? That was
I don't
weird.
know. It wasn't an extension, was it?
I don't know. He called him out to the floor. It's hard to hear from here, so we're not sure, but nevertheless, it didn't matter.
I'm hooked from the shot clock. What is it, 30 seconds or 45?
30.
30, okay, I see it now, yeah.
Which is plenty. By the way, I might add.
Yeah, plenty. I don't really think 30 is enough to play one pocket. I think it is bank pool and 9-ball or 10-ball, but I truly think playing one pocket, it needs to be, I want to say 45. That may be a little long, but 40 anyway, because there's so many different avenues and so many different shots at all times playing one pocket.
Yeah. Well, and I think we use 60 seconds here, if I recall.
That's a pretty good time. I've used many of extension here playing one pocket because, you get heel and got a tough decision. One little bad decision, a quick decision, cost you the match.
Well, it's just a race to 3. The first game, you better use your extension if you can.
Whatever you got to do.
4-4 now is our score here.
We got a battle.
I see.
Which we knew it was going to be that either way.
Yeah, I see John Gabriel's here with Elise. They're from Tulsa. Great player. Good dude. Mike Durbin Hughes.
Seen John Morris sitting down there a minute ago. He's here every year.
I think he won the bank pool event here one year. Is that
who?
John Mora.
No, I said John Mars.
Oh, John Mars. Oh, yeah, he was sitting here ringside
all the
earlier.
time.
Yeah.
I think John did win the ring game or something here one year.
No, he won the bank pool.
Boy, I tell you what he's done is one of the biggest transitions. And to play at the level he's playing after switching hands, that's really one of the most remarkable things I've ever seen. To go back to that, he might play better now than he did right-handed.
And not only that, to win a couple of tournaments, pro tournaments, right-handed, and then come back and reinvent yourself left-handed.
Right.
I've never seen it before. Incredible. a real testimonial to his discipline.
Wow, that's
and work
really
ethic.
that's the best he's hit the break yet, and got smacked in the corner right in the middle of the table. That's highly unlucky there. He knows it too. And he shows a little disgust there, but there's nothing you can do about that. That's just the role of playing 9-ball and 10-ball.
Right, we all know how that works. He hit him good. It's different when you dunk it right straight in the side.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the most solid. Here you go. Watch the way he thought he was going to do a replay. Look at that cue ball. It's a boom. I mean, that's just unlucky right there.
The sixth ball comes by and knocks it from 3.5 feet away into the pocket.
That's just terribly unlucky. And, one or two little tweaks like that right there at 4-4 could cost you the match real easy, especially if Alex gets out here and they say breaks and runs out. That ain't just that's really a 3-game.
Yeah.
From maybe Roberto running out to Alex winning 2, that's a 3-game switch around. And I like Alex to get out from here too. I mean, as long as everything's kind of there. The 5 to the 6 is, you got to get right on the 4 to get to the 5, but the 5 to the 6 is a shot. And then the 8 to the 9. But I think the 5 to the 6 is the key here. Got a little straight there. He's got some angle. I think he can draw it straight up table, though. Maybe even force to the side rail if he needed to.
A little stun draw, good shot.
Do it straight up table. Must be getting a little humid out there. Usually those lights keep it real dry.
Well, these are the LEDs, so they don't put out the heat. This is the first year we use these. This is the second year. We used them a little bit last year, but a lot of people like them better. It's less painful for the people sitting ringside, but it's not as bright.
I think it illuminates the balls and tables better, though. I mean, I'm a huge LED fan on everything. Got to be careful or all balls foul. Look at that shirt on the 8.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're talking about he's less than an inch off of that ball. Stayed down and committed and good shot. He's got the good angle.
Mm-hmm.
Great shot. It's a lot better shot than people. It looked kind of simple, but that's not as easy as that looked like.
He's going to need the bridge here. I can't imagine.
He's got that extension he'll use. He could use the bridge too, but he's used it a lot. He's phenomenal with the bridge. I'm curious to see if he elects to try to draw below the 9. I think he's going to come side rail, bottom rail, and shoot the 9 down table and take the longer shot because it's much easier position than drawing the ball with the bridge and bringing the side into play. I don't like bringing that side into play there.
Right.
I mean, you got a tougher shot on the 9, but you don't have any risk of fouling and losing the game. Easy, easy. Easy, easy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Little firm, but it is what it is. That's why you're the best player in the world. You got to make this ball.
I love it. Stayed pretty still.
No good.
Nope.
He might have got fortunate, but I don't know.
Well, he for sure left ahead. I mean, he'll be able to bank or play safe.
He could cut this.
Yeah, he might even be able to cut it. It'd be ultra thin, paper thin.
Decisions. It's big. If he can get out from here, though, and punish Alex for the mistake, it's really, really big. If you can punish a good player for his mistake, it will show up. It adds up.
Paper thin cut.
Too, with the inside, back and forth across. Perfect shot. Great shot. And he done exactly. He knew that he had the opportunity to make Alex pay for his mistake, and that's exactly what he did.
Now for the first time of the match, Gomez is in front 5-4.
Roberto Gomez has his first lead of the match, 5 games to 4. And the Lion will have the break as we head into rack number 10.
Okay, Pagulayan now breaking. Trailing 5-4. Squared him up pretty nice. 9 ball. 7 ball didn't trickle in. Looks like it's going to be a dry break here. It is, and a wide open look at the table.
You know, sometimes when you make a mistake like Alex did, it seems like it causes a momentum shift, and that's huge.
And Gomez, very much a momentum kind of guy.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
when he gets his rhythm and his happy feelings, and
He's a rhythm player, much like we go back to Earl. Earl was a huge rhythm player, but he will ride a rhythm. Roberto will.
that was an interesting little shot there. He had to stun it to get it away from the rail, but yet get a little bit of topspin. So it wasn't what we call effective topspin, but rather stun topspin. Good job there.
Perfect.
Yeah, real good job because he got
Got
through
the
the
perfect
cue ball
yeah,
good.
He
You know,
got
he
the
didn't.
perfect angle here also.
No, he sure did.
Now here's where your angle comes in, the correct angle to get from that 5 back down south to the 6. And he got, if it comes just a little more, he might be straight where he can draw it straight back. That would really be good. That's really, that's perfect there. Draw it to the side rail, probably somewhere in between the 2nd and 3rd diamond, I would think, on the side rail.
He smoothed that one in
He
there.
finessed through it, yeah. Myself, I like to let all my stroke out that I can. I would have took and used the side rail where I could hit the ball more firm. And he got a little shorter than he wanted, I think.
I think he didn't want to overhit it and then maybe stun out over into the 10 ball. So
He's going to slow spin this in, I believe. No, he elected to go all the way around. See, he done here kind of like what I like to do on the last shot. He went ahead and let the ball go.
and he knows he's got the side
And
pocket with
use
a 7.
those rails, correct, yeah. Let that cue ball be natural. The more you can let that cue ball do its natural thing, the easier this game becomes. And that always helps with having the correct angle and staying on the correct side of the ball. Ooh. Tickled that one.
Yeah, that scared me.
You can tell by Roberto's pace around the table with a quicker walk. He's getting, as you said, the momentum. You can just, he's getting that little pep in his step.
Yeah. Well, just what you said from the dry break now, and then the unforced error in the last rack, and now
there's your
can
3
quickly-
games.
Right.
That's a 3-game punishment for making an error is what that is.
There's our rack track right there. So
That's
Pagulayan
cool.
won the first 3, then Gomez retaliated with 3, then Pagulayan won 1, then 3 more for Gomez.
That's cool. That's a good tool there. Lets everybody know how the streak is running.
Yeah, it's fun sometimes looking at it to see how it goes.
Man, what about this Derby City crowd? Look out through there. I mean, it's just amazing. Anybody that thinks pool's not a popular sport needs to come see this for one time for sure.
We've actually outgrown this facility. You know, with the
That's hard-
59-foot tables.
That's
we
hard to
need
believe,
more.
but I think you're right.
It's just hard to find a bigger facility that's proper, that has a hotel and all the other safety and restaurants, entertainment. Yeah, just incredible. Gomez, 2 games in front, 6-4, breaking. Superman.
That's a good name for him. There you go. He squatted them and hit them balls good, too.
He's wanting to
keep
kiss.
hitting them good.
He got
you
it.
keep hitting them like that, you're going to eventually get shots. He got a real bad roll and got kissed in the side, but you keep hitting them like that right there, it will pay off. Not all the time, but you keep hitting them solid, you're going to get this some. And you should.
Okay. Worked out great. Got on the right angle. You can drift across table. It's not easy,
No.
but doable.
I think he'll draw it right over by the chalk, maybe with a touch of bottom right spin, and kind of bring it back out towards the center of the table. Exactly what he done.
There's a real good pool room in Peoria, Illinois named Racks on the Rocks. And this guy does so much for pool. You can't believe it. And what a good facility it is.
I've heard of it. I've never been, but I have heard of it.
It's a great place. He's always promoting pool. And I got to send a shout out to Robert Williams and all the crew there, Judix James and everybody else.
I remember Judix now. I remember Judix James, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Real good player. And
Great
still is.
player, yeah.
Still is. I watched him win a match last week at an event that I was conducting, and then the guy that lost to him, and I said, see what I had to put up with for about 30 years there? Yeah. Look out here, and there's Phil Wyndham from Chattanooga Billiard Club. Always good to see him.
Oh, with his hat on, yeah, another great friend of mine. Now, there's one of Nick's best friends also.
Oh, he's so much fun.
Oh, Phil's a great man. Now, you talking about a beautiful room. He's got 2 rooms in Chattanooga, CBC North and CB South. He's got there's the top pocket. I mean, he did catch it a little wide, but that's an unforced error for sure. But I'm telling you, especially every match this table here gets played on it, you're going to see some balls missed by these finals. I'll promise you, more balls like that you just catch a touch wide. That it didn't even hang up. It didn't even try to go.
Right.
But back to Phil Wendell, man, Chattanooga Billiard Club, man, just great place. Food's unbelievable.
You're right. Here's another look at it. Here's another look at the wide hit.
Yep, and it's just a touch wide. Look at this, fans. How you guys see that ball wasn't hit that bad. On a normal size pocket, what we played on 2 years ago, that ball goes right in the hole.
No problem. Especially on day 1 of the event.
Right. Here it didn't even hang up. It completely spit it out. Well, let's see if little Alex can make Roberto pay now.
You talk about Phil Wyndham's food. I'm home mowing. It's still 6 hours to get there, but I think about some of his, I'm thinking about, man, that burger is so good.
He's
It's
just
worth
got
the
good
drive.
food. And you've been in his back room, the private room, the cigar room and stuff, with all the Ralph Lauren furniture and all of that.
Yeah.
His room downtown, he told me he opened up a Davidoff cigar store. And part of getting that franchise, it was so tough that the chairs he put in there have to be made out of Ferrari leather. Was a part of getting that. That's part of getting into the Davidoff franchise. I mean, Phil, boy, he is funny too. I mean,
he's hilarious.
That guy will split your sides.
He smokes cigars that cost like $25 a piece, and he said he lit one up, and he looked at me and goes, between these and Nick Varner, I lost about $250,000 buying dinners and smoking cigars.
Honestly and truly, I mean, he can afford it, and it's great, and he's a big dealer, so it's a discount, but he told me he averages smoking between $150 and $200 worth of cigars per day at retail cost. That's a pretty big habit.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something about the cigar business. It's been awful good to Mr. Wyndham.
Yeah.
The cigar and the pool business has been really, really good to Phil.
But if you get a chance, he's just a cool guy. 6'5" is our score now. We're going to have a little short. No? It looked like, you just changed
Changing
his
gloves,
glove.
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're ever in the Chattanooga area, and Phil's wife runs CBC downtown, and he pretty well stays at CBC North. And you might not see Phil all the time there, but I'll promise you, he's been in business, 30-some years probably. Mm-hmm. He's still in there 8 to 10 hours a day, every day.
No, he comes in at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and stays till 3 in the morning every day.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, he's devoted. He's just on top of things, buddy. That's why he's successful.
Yeah. And he's got the most fun stories. And
he's
if he's
hilarious.
not here, he buys every stream back there in the cigar room, runs his empire from there, and watches every pool stream. He knows more about players than me and you do in some cases.
No, he's very knowledgeable. He's got a hell of a cue collection too, buddy. If you see his collection, he's got an outstanding collection.
Yeah, if you can't
Great dude. He's just a good, cool, laid-back dude.
If you can't have fun with Phil, then there's something wrong with you.
You're exactly right. Ooh.
9 ball.
They caught the ball. Is he going to get a shot? Look out. 8. Don't do this. 8 ball. 8 ball.
Oh, it's more fun when you get a shot.
Oh, but that. He's saying, that's just unlucky. You can't do nothing about that. He done everything he's supposed to do. And little Black Beauty there said, well, this ain't going to happen. Let me rain on your parade.
Made 3 balls on the break.
Which is the most balls that's been made yet.
Yeah. Not just this match, all day.
Really, I didn't get to see the other ones. I hope maybe I can get a chance to get back up here with you guys again, Marcus. It's been great. I really have enjoyed it. And again, thank you all for giving me the opportunity.
We love to have you, especially with all your insights and knowledge and experience over the years. It's great.
It's a beautiful, simple game that'll absolutely drive you crazy.
Yeah, it's provided a lifetime of fun for me.
Me too. Very blessed to be a part of it. It's caused a few wrinkles and some gray hairs for us both, but I wouldn't trade it for nothing, would you, buddy?
Oh, no. I always joke around, you're never really committed to pool until you've blown out one wife, and I'm very committed. I don't know about you, but I've did that. But now I got my good wife.
Miss Kathy, how's everything good at home? She's doing good?
Oh, yeah. She's baking right now, probably, as we speak. Nick loves her brownies.
Now, Nick's not scared to eat a good something sweet now.
No.
He's never been bigger than a piece of popcorn, and I hate guys like that. He can eat 3 brownies and lose a pound. I can look at a brownie and gain a half a pound.
Yeah.
Good shot there. Great cue ball control.
No. And because Nick likes them, Kathy likes making them for him. So
he
always gets his special allotment. I have to haul it to him.
Nicky gets a lot of specialties, but he deserves it.
Yeah,
he does. Ooh.
Wow. Hard to get around it. And
it is, yeah. Ooh.
All right. Well, Pagulayan rewarded for a good safety play. That's one part of, it's kind of like in sports, like athletes, and they always talk about, like, speed doesn't have an off day, and right. Alex's safety play doesn't have an off day. He might miss a few balls, but he's pretty shrewd on that safety play.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's cue ball control.
I always talk about Alex is the only pool player that owns a maximum in snooker. He has 2 of them on a 6x12. Can you imagine?
Really?
Maximum, 147. Yeah.
Wow. I've been following Ronnie a little bit. Keith's wife, she puts a lot of stuff about snooker and Ronnie 07 on there.
Mm-hmm.
And to think and watch that man, what he is still doing today, I mean, that guy's a phenom. He really is. I've known Ronnie a long, long time. Played in the Moscone Cup against him. I think me and you may have been on the same team at the time. But to think what that guy's done in snooker, and Ronnie ain't no kid anymore either.
Mm-mm.
And he still just wins like a robot. The guy's truly unbelievable.
He is, and he can be temperamental at times and stuff.
Yep. But that's what makes Ronnie Ronnie. That's the reason they love him so much.
Oh, everybody loves him. There's no two ways about it.
You got to have a little fire and pizzazz in you, I think. I mean, everybody likes a guy to win. It's calm and stuff like that, but you got to have a little fire in you, I think. That's what everybody... Earl's always had the love-hate situation. Earl wins, he dusts you off, and everybody loves him. But on the same time, people love to see Earl throw a fit. It's because Earl's Earl. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I call it, I'm going to say charisma. And he has got plenty of that. Look at the concentration in those eyes.
Good shot there. Nice speed. Got the cue ball away from the rail. Pagulayan 2 balls away from tying this match at 6 games apiece.
Boy, this just feels like it could go double hill now.
Yeah,
The
it
way
does.
it's just been seesawing and tick-tacking. I mean, it's just got one of those funny feelings about it.
The Glen there, 6-6.
6 games apiece. And a quick break.
We're going to take a player timeout now, it appears.
13 all tied up.
All right, 6-6 is our score. Gomez is breaking. Race to 11 games. No pattern racking. The balls have to be put in there randomly. He hit him pretty good there, Shannon.
He's getting where he's nailing the break.
Oh, man. I thought the 3 was in all the way till it didn't go in. And what
Ooh,
about that 210?
It's a 210. It's close.
I know it.
What we got here, I can't try to turn my head to look at the prompter, and I still can't tell. But even if it is just a touch high, it might throw it in, Mark. It could be close. Ooh, what's it? Ooh,
Poor Ricky Bryan.
I don't like this part. Oh, Lord, this is a dangerous job here. I don't like this.
Well, you know one thing. Besides just putting the marker down, you should go and look to make sure where it's lined up to.
Yes.
Or, just in the event, so you can recreate it.
Boy, I wouldn't have liked to have that job right there.
No, it looks good, though. Looks like he did a good job with it.
Well, he's going to do a good job. That's still a tedious job right there.
Now, Pagulayan looking at his options here. Looks like maybe he can just very lightly thin the 1 ball and come up, but he wants to make sure he gets past the 6 ball. If he does so, 2 cushions. And that might not be available. Might be too flat for that. Banking the 1.
Just trying to get down table and use the 6 as a blocker, and I believe he's done it.
What
Good
a great shot.
Great shot there. Little
Man.
pinch draw, grabbing. That's just a good shot there. Let's see if he gets a reward for it.
I have to tell you, Gomez may take an intentional foul and just get rid of the 10 ball so it's not a quick rack at least. Now he's kicking 1 rail. Going to warp it back with spin. Good hit.
Uh-oh.
Oh, punished.
Unfortunate there.
Good hit.
Unfortunate for
He made a great
good
hit.
shot. Well, we're going to find out if he was right, if it'll throw in or not. No, he shook his head no, so that means no. I knew it was close. I think he's just going to try to have to run out, isn't he? Get down close to the 7 and shoot the 2 in this corner over here.
Yeah, that's what looks like the best option is.
Needs to crawl a little.
Besides Margin River, your next biggest fan is auto racer Tony Stewart, right?
Good fan of mine, yeah. Good fan, good friend, yeah.
And you used to have him come to the Derby and enjoy, and boy, that meant a lot to everybody to have him.
It did.
come.
I was really glad to have it. Tony loves pool. Tony's a good little avid player himself, but you talk about a guy that stays busy, and now that he's married to Leah, now he's not only, is she a top NHRA driver, now he has bought her whole team. So now he's involved in that, and I don't know if you've seen it or not, but he's actually been driving a little drag cars, NHRA stuff himself. Actually, the first event he run in Vegas, he finished second. Almost got him a Wally, his very first event out. But, you can't say nothing about Tony except they call him a wheel man. That's what he is. They don't make nothing a guy can't drive. He just went in little bitty cars. They just had a little chili bowl they just had, but they have got one in, I think it's Fort Wayne, Indiana, where they were just at not long ago. But the guy just loves driving cars. I don't think he'll ever be out of it. It's his passion, it's his love, and that's what he does. He's bought Eldora Speedway, got the biggest. They're having I noticed he announced at Eldora they're going to have a first dirt car race, pays $1 million to win this coming year.
Oh, yeah. Way cool. We'll bring him back.
I will try to get him back, man. But I've never seen a guy with a schedule that he has, and especially like I said, now that he's got married and he's got the NHRA teams, he owns. He's involved with almost every aspect of racing that there is. Hell of a guy too, man. Got a heart of gold.
He was so down to earth when he would come here, and everybody loved him.
Yep.
Naturally, it meant a lot to have him here because he's such a respected superstar in his sport.
And you would never know it. He just sat over there in the corner. He told me, he said, and he's talking about he's nervous watching me play. Now, how could that guy get nervous after what he's done for a living? You know what I mean? He said, and it's just different. You know what I mean? He don't get nervous driving a car, but I'm scared to death to watch him practice.
Yeah.
But it's like he said he could feel the heat that I was feeling sitting there, being my corner man.
Yeah. Well, he's an athlete, and he has great respect and admiration for you.
Very much likewise, too. I actually met Tony at the Derby many years ago when it was over at the Executive West. I was playing in the bank ring game, and we took a bathroom break, and a friend of mine that I know that owns a bowling alley named Dickie out of Indianapolis, we was making our little line going out to use the restroom, and Dickie Phillips, he tapped me on the shoulder real quick because I just had my head down walking out the crowd. He said, "Hey, when you get done with this, got somebody I'd like for you to meet and maybe play a game of pool with." I looked and there stood Smoke. He said, "Hey, when you get a chance, if this is over," he said, "I'd like to shoot a couple of games of pool with you." And now that's turned into almost a 20-year-ago friendship.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, cool story.
Something else the reason I say I've been blessed to be around pool, there's a perfect prime example. It's somebody like, how else would it, that's no good there, but.
That was little iffy in between. That's not the one that Alex always gets down when he's in his peak form, but right now he's struggling a little bit, and that cost him. And cost him dearly.
At a bad time. But back to Smoke real quick again. Another reason I say pool has been so blessed and been so fortunate to have part of it in my life is, I would have never got to been around him through just going to a NASCAR race or something, because you just can't get to those guys. They're so protected. They got so much going on. But, again, there's something to be thankful that the green jungle brought to me.
Yeah.
I met Marge. I met my wife through pool. I mean, I guess you could just say, well, it's true. We've all, to play at the level that you did, that I have, that these guys do, you have to give your life to this sport. You can't, like you said, you can't be no halftime hitter and ever be a great, a top player.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
It's practice up
exactly right.
These guys live it, breathe it.
And that's all they do, yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody's got something they enjoy to do, get away. Like, Shane loves to go ice fishing. Scott Frost is a big fisherman. I love to fish. Brumback loves to fish. Some of us hunt. A lot of the guys, golf's always been real big for pool players.
Oh, yeah. Certainly for Nick Varner.
Mm-hmm. Can he knife this ball in? Boy, this one's right on the yard line, isn't it?
Yeah, he can super thin it. I don't know what he can do. Where's is a 2-gun and the 3's next? Let's see. Yep.
I believe if he can cut it in, he's going to let the cue ball just go ding, 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 and try to land somewhere in the middle of the table.
Little 3-rail position.
Yeah.
Oh, and once again, little flinch. Maybe the bridge hand lifted up
it's no
or something.
Good here. That's going to scratch. You can tell Alex isn't 100% comfortable. I don't really know what's going on, but way more mistakes than I'm usually used to seeing him make.
Well, yeah, he's playing 782 right now. Mm-hmm. We've seen him play plenty of matches in the 900s. Doesn't take much, though, on these tough shots to make you look bad. And then if you lose your confidence, just a flicker, and then one mistake leads to yet another.
Get that ball nice. Just a nice little natural roll. Good shot there.
I'll tell you exactly what it looks like to me. It looks like that Gomez is playing more pool than Alex is right now.
Right.
He's just got a little ring rust or something.
Right.
And by the end of the week, Alex will be playing good.
Right.
But this is day one.
Right.
In first
And
match.
a 5x10 with tough pockets.
Yeah.
But like you said, when the smoke does clear, you can promise that the line will be around.
Mm-hmm.
They will know he's here this week. But Roberto does look more comfortable at the table, I agree. He got a little straight here, but I think he'll be fine just to roll it. He's going to go try, looks like go all the way to the bottom rail, and that way he'll have a natural angle on the 9 to go down table. He did. Perfect. You can go two ways here. Just ease down by the side or use the rail and come across. Just whichever one. I think I go with that shot, whichever one I'm more comfortable with. And actually, it's shown he was more comfortable doing that. But you could have went either way there.
And the 10 ball's in the pocket for a 2-game lead now, 8-6 Gomez. Talk a little bit about when you played Bustamante at various times in any match that you recall.
Oh, man, so many of them. What a fierce competitor that guy is. Just unbelievable. The last year that I had a good deep run here, I played Efren and Bustamante back-to-back here, 2 one-pocket matches that took 9.5 hours. And then had to play Jeremy right after that and missed a ball to beat Jeremy. But anyway, I just give out. I was so mentally drained after playing those 2 guys back-to-back in deep in the tournament, the final day of the tournament. It was just brutal. But, I don't know what else to say about especially Bustamante or either one of the guys. To me, 2 of the greatest for sure players that ever played the game.
And sometimes Bustamante gets overlooked a little bit, not by us, but by the casual fan. They don't realize
what he was. And I don't think there'll ever be a better break than what Bustamante had. The guy was such a fierce player. It was just unbelievable.
Uh-oh.
And I might be a little biased for saying this, and I could be wrong, but it is my opinion. I don't believe any of the new Filipinos could have beat Bustamante playing 10 ball when he played his very best.
No way.
He just outbroke him, and that just you didn't get him weak. There was no weak to him.
Mm-mm.
I never saw him break down for money, or he was much more vulnerable in tournaments, but in tournaments than he was for the cash. But that guy done stuff to people playing, in money games and big matches that just is.
Yeah. Well, you remember when we were in, it was Toledo.
When Johnny run the 11 racks, beat him 11-0, and Bustamante asked him to double the bet.
Well, not so much that, but Boosty won the first set. Then Johnny won the flip or the lag and ran out the entire set. And then they played a third set, and Bustamante won it.
Yeah.
The only set he
asked him to raise the bet after the guy just runs 11 racks on you, and Johnny being the number 1 9-ball player in the world at the time. He just done things to people that didn't done. When C.J. Wiley played his very best pool, one of the most feared money players in the world, at Jim Willard's tournament there in Moline, wasn't it? Moline?
No,
Pheasant Run.
Aurora. Maybe Pheasant Run.
Yeah, it was Pheasant Run.
Yeah.
And at that time, they couldn't. I don't think no American was really going to jump up and play CJ for the money. Well, Bustamante gave him the 8. And it looked like he was taking a school kid's money. He just overpowered him. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
He just outbroke him and overpowered. That's what he done to you. He overpowered you.
And everybody else too. It wasn't just CJ.
Anybody
anybody got in his way.
Anybody got in that cat's way got beat.
No, Boosty's tough, and he's such a pleasant guy to be around. He's typical of the Filipinos.
And he used to hate one pocket, and now, it's turned into one of his favorite games. He's a phenomenal one pocket player. Phenomenal.
I've broadcast on many of his matches. Yeah.
I don't guess he's not going to be here. It don't look like.
I guess I have. Oh no, he ran into some visa issues. I did hear this about 3 months ago.
What a shame.
So he probably would have been here, and especially with Efren here.
He'd still be competing too. I guarantee you.
For sure.
To me, 9-ball and 10-ball is a younger man's game. Don't mean he couldn't have won any of the events, but he would have definitely been a threat playing the bank pool in the one pocket for sure.
Oh, he's 55. He's going to make a deep run on the 9-ball, and he's been in this. And
Oh, yeah.
Good,
He's just going to be dangerous no matter what he does.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love Francisco. Just a good person, good friend, and one hell of a competitor.
Yeah, you're right. We did get to live in some great times for pool.
You know, if he can get out here, and obviously he's not played his best, he's still right in this match.
Oh, he's not
But
quitting. Sure.
This is a must-win game, in
And
my
this is a
opinion,
big
for him.
shot in this must-win game. Yep. When you have to power up, and then you got a narrow side pocket. Oh, he didn't get a break either.
He's a little disgusted at himself. I hate to see him be like that. He can't be that hard. I mean, it's hard. I'm hard on myself, and I think all top players are, but he knows it's nobody's fault but his own.
Yeah, he's been on both sides of this coin many times, for sure.
And be there many more. You just get so frustrated at yourself, though. I do, too. He knows it's unforced errors. If he could have 50% of the errors back that he has made, unforced errors, he would be ahead 8-6.
Oh, yeah.
He's had the opportunities.
I always say it like this. I won all my games in half of yours.
Right.
Right.
That was a big one there. I don't know if this one. I don't know if he can overcome this one. I'm not saying that he can't, but you get 3 games down, you know, and
Late.
to Roberto, and Roberto only needing 2.
Yeah,
He's got to beat him 5-1 from here to win, and that's tough to do on this 5x10. I don't know if the break will let you come back from that far down.
And, you know, in Roberto's case, he's not going to beat himself very often. So you're going to have to take it and control everything and not have any misfortune.
Correct.
And there's the rack track. You look at Roberto. He's got 3
3 threes.
3.
Looks
Yeah.
like they're bowling. three turkeys. John Mars back along the ringside down there with Phil Wyndham still on the side. A lot of familiar faces around there. Same guys, same years, and a lot of them even has the same seat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This older gentleman sitting right here at the head string, he sits there every year.
That's Stu Montana.
Yep, he sits there every year.
He's like the pool historian.
Yeah.
And even though I lived it, he can tell me exact match scores from 16 years ago. Or
Really?
something. You know, I was like,
Wow.
okay.
Now, John usually sits over here. I mean, I've been in that pit so many times, I can tell you where the people in the crowd sit most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hell of a feeling. That pit. There's nothing like this pit right here, in my opinion. Now, Matchroom's got some big stuff with live television and all that, but it's just hard to replace this feeling here for some reason.
Well, a good break at a much needed time.
At a desperately needed time. Now let's see if he can just finish it off.
Rail first, it looks like. Nope, ball first.
He stunned it down.
Good control.
Perfect angle. I think he'll shoot the 5 over by the 8. He can shoot it in either pocket, but if he shoots the 5 over where the 8 is at, he don't have to send the cue ball into any traffic. My dad used to always tell me that the cue ball's a lot like a snake. As long as you've got a hold of it, you're in good shape. But the first time you let it go, it'll eat you up. And that's a true statement.
Yeah.
Boy, he would have loved this. This Derby City, this would have been right up his alley.
Yeah, I remember your dad just a little bit at the beginning of your career. I don't remember. I didn't know him very well.
I lost him in '94. I was a young man when I lost him, but because of him is the reason I'm sitting here today and this doing what we get to do. Yep. He gave me many opportunities when the family couldn't afford it, and he still found a way.
a nice shot.
Good. He let his stroke out. It looked comfortable there. Just everything was natural, you know.
Yeah. Got the cue ball away from the side cushion, and even if it's straight, he can still maneuver from here.
Yeah, and draw back. But you know, when things is going a little bit of funny, it seems like you always fall on the wrong side of the ball. Everything's just got to be tough. You know what I mean?
Oh, I do.
It can't just be where everything's, oh, look here, I'm perfect. Just roll around and do this.
And then you end up bumping the
Everything's got to be tricky.
is.
That's what I'm saying. And that's from, if he's a quarter of an inch to cue ball either way there's no problem to that shot. But he fell just as straight in as you could possibly get. Now he's probably going to play safe from here, I'd say.
Well, it makes him sick than that. You know, he really needs to break and run out, get momentum, feel good. He's looking at cutting it in the corner. I don't know that that's the right shot, but
Well, at this time of the match, you're just going to have to. Now he's playing safe.
yeah.
This pool can be so.
No,
Man,
yeah.
it will expose you, and especially on the 5x10, especially. But you just get, again, like position of a 7 ball, quarter of an inch either way. That's, you know, pool is a game of millimeters, not even feet or inches. It's most people really don't understand how
Right.
crucial a quarter of an inch of stuff can be on your angles and playing position. Several things to elect to do. I can't really tell from here what he's going to decide to do, but numerous options.
Wow, what a shot that was.
There's one of them.
That was
But there's a difference also in being free. The momentum's going his way. You know, if Alex would have had to shot that shot being down, that shot's 10 times as tough. But
Right.
Roberto's got things going the correct way. Hey, let's go ahead and knock this on in and get on out.
big shot here, too. This is missable. Nicely played. Oh, boy, to get on the hill. And you know that bank, he also figures he
Look
might
at this,
lay along
behind
the
the
side
back.
rail if he misses it. Behind his back.
Them guys are, I think Bustamante is first one that really made that popular. It's just like he had two hands that could shoot behind his back. Them guys are amazing. I never was good at that.
I mean, you got to be pretty limber to do it to
Yeah.
begin with. 10-6 now. Gomez in front.
You can see the disgust on Alex's face. I mean, he'll wear it like a champion. Like I said, he knows it's pretty well brought on by himself. But 9 ball or 10 ball can be a crucial. It can be hard on you.
Oh, you know, when I broadcast with Danny De Roberto, he goes, you know, in pool, there's a lot of suffering.
Yes, he's right. Danny D. I wonder if there's any chance he'll make it up this year. I know
don't
Danny's
think
had
so.
some pretty bad health issues.
Yep.
Our heart goes out with him, but a great, great guy.
He lived it. He's the real deal.
He is the real deal. Love Danny D.
I mean, you'd be right up his alley because you lived it and gambled and played
yeah.
in tournaments and beat the best players. And that's, I mean, he loves that. You're the real deal.
Me and Danny's had done some fun things together. We went to the Florida Keys. He took me down there fishing for the very first time I ever got to go. And he introduced me to a guy that had the world's largest cannon collection down there. And, you know, being my
Yeah.
nickname being the Cannon, I thought that was great.
Yeah.
He said, I know a guy, got to take you to see him. And this guy had some cannons in his front yard that was over $100,000 a piece. He lived on a
Yeah.
whole peninsula in Key West. I mean, he had like a
Yeah.
half a mile of water frontage in Key West, so that'll tell you what it was. He had a lagoon that you could walk in. He had marble steps where you could walk down in the lagoon and pick up your own lobsters.
Oh, wow.
It was just
Yeah.
unbelievable. I'd never seen nothing like it.
Well, Danny's had a magical life.
Oh, he
There's
has.
No
yeah.
two ways about
Danny
it.
D's had a great life.
People love him. Now, this is kind of a funny shot.
I think he'll go all the way around the table here, I believe. I think he'll go around the back side of the 3 and come in like that. That's what I'm thinking he's going to do. 1, 2, back side of the 3, get away from it. There you go.
Oh, boy.
And he fell perfect to come 2 rails now, just down below where the cue ball is now. I think he'll come with like middle spin or maybe a little bottom left and come one bottom cushion, side cushion, and shoot the 3 over there. Is this hard enough? This is close.
He needs
I don't
the
believe he hit it.
speed.
He
Oh,
didn't hit it
boy.
hard enough. He was going to that middle diamond exactly where I said, but he didn't commit. He didn't.
Say the cue ball goes another 2 or 3 feet.
He's
right?
perfect.
Oh, and he's probably getting out because his rhythm and everything's going his
perfect
way.
angle on the 3. He just mishit that.
Now Alex is going to get one last chance.
One last hoorah, and it's still doable. I mean, running 4 racks on this table is going to be a tough feat because it looks like the balls are breaking real tough.
Yeah, we have had 0 breaking runouts in this set. That's very unusual. I don't remember broadcasting a match at this level that had 0 breaking runouts. That was a nice hit.
All right, young'un. If you're going to do anything, now is your time. He's so good with that bridge because he's had to use it so much in his life. But it's really like just a long arm for him.
Well, especially if you play 6x12 snooker.
And
he represented Canada twice in the World Championship, which you got to do something to beat everybody in Canada.
Guarantee it.
Got to be good.
I'd like to see him make a good little charge here. Just give the fans and everybody a good sweat. You can believe he's going to be giving it 100%.
Yeah, there's no quitting. Alex Pagulayan.
No. Good shot. Good and smooth. No hard work here. Just pop it in, and all you got to do is one at a time from here on, baby.
All right. 10-7 now is our score. There's Rolando Vicente in the arena. That's Efren's counterpart. I've known him about, I don't know,
I've known
since
him
the 80s.
Me too. Good guy, funny guy, another just great guy. He actually is the one that got to me today and come by. I met him in the hallway, come right to me and opened him with open arms, give me a big hug. He tried to get me to come to the Philippines for many, many years. I don't know why I never did go. I just think, I don't know. It's just hard for me to leave the good old USA, to be honest with you. I mean, I enjoyed going to Europe and representing the Moscone Cup and was blessed to do so, but, man, I love our country. I don't know what else to say.
No,
That is one place I kind of wished I would have went, though, because I'd have been treated like royalty with him and going over there with Efren and Bustamantes, who I'd have been with. Well, that's a chance that, that very few people in the world is going to ever have to do. And I just, for some reason, I don't know, it being timing or whatever it is, it just never did fall right for me to go.
Well, 3 balls down on the break, but not much of a shot on the one.
Not much of a shot. I think he's going to try to play safe behind the 4 some kind of way. Get the 1 down table and get behind the 4 ball. Got a pretty steep angle to do that. I think you've got to play the cue ball more than anything here. Kind of looking at thinning it and getting down table, but I think you got to just play the cue ball behind the 4. Concentrate on your cue ball only here.
That's a nice shot.
Ooh, just snugged it behind just enough to get
what
by.
a nice shot that was.
Yeah. Easy ball to hit, but Alex is still going to be, he's
got the upper
He's
hand.
got the upper hand here for sure.
And great
That's
shot.
something that the Filipinos changed about the game of 9-ball and 10-ball is kicking. They really do. We always kick to hit the ball and do stuff like that, but kicking to hit the proper side of the ball, to manipulate the ball, to play the cue ball off of the ball, I really think Efren changed the world in that. He just woke everybody up to something that we was unfamiliar with.
And then you have to do it with the right speed, too. We used to just pop it.
Right. Here's Alex doing the same thing.
Look at this.
Got
Kick
behind
and
it, just
stick.
stuck it just as good.
Wow.
A little unlucky. It might have rolled a little bit far, but just what a great shot.
Terrific.
And they shoot that just like a normal shot. That's a normal shot now in pool.
So that's 3 consecutive high-level safety plays, beginning with Pagulayan, and then a kick from Gomez that was great, and then another return kick from Pagulayan. Now here's another nice save. Look at this.
Great shot.
Introduced the clutter from long range.
And control. Had the 4 blocked, the 1 blocked by the 4.
4 great shots in a row. This is high.
So now all of a sudden the shoe's reversed, where no matter what, Roberto's going to have that. He's got the upper hand here. That don't necessarily mean nothing. We just got proved that.
Oh,
Now look at this shot. You know,
Look at
that's
that.
so good. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Now,
5
he might
great
not get
shots.
away with it. He might even be able to make this ball on the side, but to hit that ball on a 10-foot table, the correct side at 99% the right pace, just incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, probably the most interesting exchange of the entire match right here.
Probably. I think he can make this ball.
Well, you were right.
Boy, this game can be so cruel.
Did he
What
get
a
tangled up?
great shot there. And 0 reward for it.
Yeah, you had to pocket that ball just to defend himself and then to
Right.
get hooked yourself. This is really fun.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Ball and paw.
Nothing. There's really nothing that gives you more of a little zest for the game than coming up to the table with the open 6 balls on the table and
Right.
ball in hand. You feel, all right, that can look really cool here and just run right on out.
If he gets out here, it puts it in reach, Mark.
Mm-hmm. You know, Ken Schumann always says, Alex Pagulayan, the Lion, the player with the smallest stature but the biggest heart.
Yeah. That's a good fitting for him.
Yeah.
Hope Ken's doing good.
Mm-hmm. Don't know if he'll be here or not. I know Ed Ladawi's coming. He's kind of did some of the MC work.
Right.
Does a great job.
A Sandcastle from Sandcastle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a cool guy, too.
Ed is a cool guy. I went up there and played that 5-man challenge they had, the first one they had, the 1-pocket challenge. And
Yeah.
man, he just opened the doors with open arms to us, treated us so good, it was unbelievable.
No, that's him. And that's a second consecutive win. Pagulayan now trails 10 games to 8.
Pagulayan hanging on, and now it's just a 2-game difference, 10-8.
Whose break is it? Is it Alex's break?
Alex.
Let me think a second here. No, because Alex had to play safe. Or
Yeah.
remember, the 1 ball got tangled up, so it must be Gomez's break. There's Dan Louie,
There's
top player
Dan,
from
yeah.
Seattle.
I'm hoping to see Truman this year. I seen him. He was on they had a tournament here in Louisville last weekend. I seen him on the stream, but I've not seen him in a few years. I know he had some pretty bad health issues, but you talking about a guy that's funny. Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
he is unbelievable. I hope he makes it over. I'd like to see him before I go home.
Yeah. He's got the deepest voice, too.
Oh, that growl, yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, he hit those good.
He did, too. It's the one ball.
He hit those
Something
good
found
there.
the mark.
Yeah.
Couple balls down. Thin cut on the one ball.
If you remember, Alex hit him earlier real good like this, and that's the exact shot he had on the one.
Yeah.
But he missed it going in and clipped it coming out. You got to hit it so thin.
Right. I'll never forget this with Truman. We were in Cleveland, and there was a straight pool tournament, and weather turned real sour. And Truman's a gambler, and he's not much on straight pool. And I don't even know how he got there, to tell you the truth. But he looked at me and go, "Mark, there ain't nothing I could think of worse than my worst nightmare. It gets snowed in a straight pool tournament."
That's Truman, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Truman wouldn't give $3 to watch somebody run 400.
Mm-mm. No. He's an action player, bank pool specialist.
Man, that guy could play. Whew.
Spiking down on the cue ball here, though. This is a big shot.
This is a match shot for the match, probably.
Oh, pretty hit.
Center cup.
Good timing on
Probably
that
the
delivery.
shot. Probably the shot for the match there.
Now, this is a big shot coming back because that
yeah.
exhausts you so much. It's easy to have a letdown, So
Right.
that's actually the next ball after you make a great shot that's real tough.
You have to bear down. You can't ever let go of it. He didn't. Stayed down. Good follow through. Good cue. Everything was perfect there. I think he got a good angle just to draw over. Pretty simple.
He's got a chance here, and boy, this would be a hard-earned victory over his countrymen.
Yes. Either time you beat either one of these guys, it's going to be a hard-earned victory, I can promise.
Sometimes they like to go two cushions here because they want to get the cue ball away from the rail so they don't fall too straight in.
I think he's just going to draw it up above the side.
Yeah, you're right. But that's the problem. Right there, you fall straight. Now, you can easily draw, but I'm just saying they like to just roll if they can. Pretty smooth. See, filters into perfect position for match ball.
I think you can call the dogs. The hunt's over.
And Gomez ends up playing, what was that, 850, 853, 855.
Good solid match. I mean, the numbers showed good. I don't think either player really played up to their potential, but all in all, still a good match. Two classic champions, two classic good gentlemen.
Yeah, a great match to be here for. Thank you for joining us today, Shannon. On behalf of ACCUSTATS, the worldwide leader in billiards program, thank you for joining us. That's our time for this time. Until next time, so long.